Hey everybody, welcome back to my run through of my Orc team on Champs Ladder Season 38 and analysis. Today we've got two games in one, and we're going to start with Game 4, which was against Mushmol's Wood Elf team. My SPP sort of management hasn't been very good up to this point, so I still haven't actually leveled any players 3 games in, but we'll see how we cope with that. So against the Wood Elves, obviously they are one of the fastest teams in the game. They can be on you and hassling the backfield with ease. We've got a tackle ward answer to bear in mind, so carrying on a goblin with the leap skill as well that the ward answers have is probably not the course of action that we are going to take here. And yep, straight away looks like I have correctly identified that I should be carrying on a blitzer here. Okay, so setup's okay. So I probably would have liked to have seen these two guys a few squares further back, just to really counter any threat on a blitz kickoff result, but I've set up to work against the offset 3-man line of scrimmage that my opponent placed there. Yeah, so I'm just putting pressure on here, but this really stupid has left quite a gap there. That's an easy dodge now. And a failed pickup there. A failed pickup there would have could have put us in some trouble. So I can expect now to have a Wood Elf pincer. So as many players as he can get to separate this body of my team from the ball carrier and his mighty defenders of 2 goblins. So I think the high pressure in itself isn't too bad, but the really stupid roll on the troll has caused me some issue with this channel. I should have mitigated against that. So yeah, complete safety first here. Let's just make sure we get a cage around the ball, because there's a lot of Wood Elves after us now. Two really stupid rolls in a row is inconvenient to our needs. I think he should be on this lineman there. That Black Orc should be on the lineman, perhaps. Okay. So opponent electing not to go straight in with the leap blitz, which is good. The cage has done its work, and hopefully we can just regroup next turn. Against teams like Wood Elves, what we really want to do is just keep as many Orcs together as possible and hopefully, of course, have the ball in the middle of them. Finally wakes up. Lucky to power the war dancer there. Really? And we've got to play it safe here now. We've really got to work this out properly. Yeah, see, that's a catcher. That block there, I think, albeit I would be leaving a cage corner tagged. We've got 2 tags here. I think this blitzer should be blocking the war dancer before the lineman blocks the catcher, so that it can be pushed further away. Get the power anyway. Again, fortunate. 2 war dancer blocks, 2 powers. We've got the lineman here, we've got the goblin, so those 2 players could have been deployed to deal with these tags first, allowing the blitzer to block the war dancer first. But we are starting to build what we're looking for, which is a big blob of orcs. After being split, having to retrieve the ball from deep. There's no rush. We're going into our turn 4. Ultimately, it takes an orc blitzer 2 turns to get from the halfway line to the opposite touch line. So, you know, we've probably got 2 or 3 turns here where we can just make sure that we're safe. And as long as I'm there or thereabouts, 1 square in on turn 6 to be comfortable. So until then, we can just take all these blocks that our opponent has given us, and eventually against Wood Elves, this will happen. There we are. Just take our time. Keep the ball safe. And this tells us what our opponent is about to try. The big leap doesn't come off. And skulls out after using the reroll. That was harsh. But that can happen. So there we are, a 2-0 concede win on this occasion. I do recall actually my opponent there just saying in the chat, very polite, but you know, didn't feel he was playing very well, so wanted to just hand over the match. So it's fine. Managed to level 2 players off the back of it, which is good. A blitzer and a black orc. So that's nice with the 2 MVPs. And it was nice also just to see that the game plan came together of you know, grouping the orcs together, playing safe first and foremost with such a quick and reactive team like the Wood Elves. And yeah, the plan was forming, obviously, and that you could see that train was starting to build up steam. We got a couple of removals, and then and that was enough for our opponent. So that's it for game 4. Let's move on to game 5. Okay, here we are for game 5 against Limey's Orc team. We are playing uphill, so our opponent has a few skill ups. We've got Mighty Blow, Guard, a couple of Black Orcs, Accurate on the Thrower. And we've got a Goblin here with Block and Diving Catch. Our skill ups, we've got a Block on a Black Orc and Tackle on a Blitzer. I went for Tackle first before Guard on this team because of the fact that I've got some high strength pieces, so on most occasions I won't be outstrengthed, and I'd like to take care of agile players and things like undead ghouls, elves, and if we come across any stunties, which we do have a goblin in the opposite team here, it's handy as well. We also have the inducement here of the wizard and a bribe. So our opponent is receiving first. As you may recall, if you watched game 3, I think it was, all I'm going to do here is, hopefully, stand off, keep a relatively wide profile on the pitch as long as I can maintain the strength. And considering we're playing against a relatively slow team, we will wait and allow our opponent to make a move that will hopefully leave something exposed. So my first few turns, I certainly hope at least, and if I recall correctly, will be fairly short. Taking a block if they are given, and any blitzes. There we go, just to free up a player. So we will end here with no player in contact for a block, so our opponent will only have 1 blitz. Chose not to stand this lineman up. I could have attempted to dodge, I suppose. But that's just a decision to make at the time. Does have his Mighty Blow piece, so we can expect him to pop in and out, hitting the odd blitz and ducking back into cover. And as for us, we are going to do the exact same again. Because we are in absolutely no rush. It's another whammy. And the apothecary slips his scalpel. There we are. So we're starting to show this right-hand side a little bit, but we do have a couple of reactive players here. Again, chose not to stand Black Orc up just so that he didn't get the block. So this right hand side is looking inviting to him. The one plus we've got is that we certainly have another turn here to react and cut this off if we can. So we're just ensuring that this avenue is unappealing again. All the blitzers are on this side, so there's no quick switch. There's no immediate danger of the opposite direction being opened up. There's the Mighty Blow doing its job. Oh, went through without Mighty Blow actually on that occasion. But and we've got a little cage to worry about now. But what we do have is more than enough players to gum up the works. That's inconvenient. That probably should have been a block from the Black Orc on this guy first, and then the Troll coming in to add his weight to the situation here. Goblin survives. If that goblin would have gone down, we may have been in trouble. And we have been left here with a blitz on the ball carrier. We throw all four at it, why not? So what I'm going to be looking to do is just make sure none of these blitzers, or as few of these blitzers as possible, get involved in this recovery. A little bit of movement from the goblin. And there we are. That, what we've just seen, is a little example, probably the first example that we've seen in these analysis videos, of the bonus of having some goblins on the pitch. Okay, so obviously we have the fact that I had the movement in this guy to get next to the ball, just so we've got someone tagging the ball. With all our blitzers down here, we've still got two guys with movement 6, and the fact that this one could dodge into this tackle zone to activate the troll was massive. So just a little inkling to the possibilities. And at low TV as well, when not many people have tackle, this This guy's a Black Orc doesn't have block as well at this time. Just having straight up dodge is really good defensively. And our opponent, sadly, fails the loner. So we've got an opportunity now. There we are, standing people up. The cogs are clearly turning now from the previous games where we weren't doing that. And now we really are just looking to plough the road, get our scoring threat out there. Yep, that's fine. Hopefully get this guy up here. Oh, I dodged him the wrong way, but he didn't make it regardless, so... I suppose I was just going for the one dodge roll rather than two, and felt as though my presence here was sufficient. We're in range to score with a go for it, so... Okay. Okay, I'm just stalling out, that's fine. I was holding my breath, hoping I wasn't about to see a go for it there. There we are, and that's the drive turned over. Just laying these guys out. No one else now is in range to threaten the ball carrier. I think that was poor. I had the bribe, but I've seen that a couple of times from me now where even with a bribe, I just haven't got the numbers round for the foul. You know, if you're gonna foul, get as many assists in as you can. It wasn't even his mighty blow blitzer, so. Misclick there, I do believe. And this is potentially the only block we take. Oh, we've got a blitz on the thrower here, so that goes in first. We got the reroll, so if you quad skull, all right, you curse your luck, but it's unlikely. So we did well in that half. Well, first few turns, we played the waiting game. We were patient. We allowed our opponent to take one side of the field to an extent, and then we were able to react and make that uncomfortable for them. So they had to retreat from that option, and sadly, probably just picked the wrong square to push that Black Orc back into, and the rest was sort of history from there, really. So 1-0 up, and it's our receive. Looks like we had a pitch invasion. Just skip the step setup there. Setup was a bit aggressive. There wasn't much ball safety there. I was clearly just countering his setup. I'm not sure what the thought behind that foul was. You know, he's already stunned for a turn anyway. Goblin survives again. And the chase is on here, it would seem. But 2 blitzers and a goblin should be able to deal with that. Okay. There's certainly a turn ordering issue here because this really isn't. This isn't a must. This isn't. You know, I've got 3 players here screening these guys. I've got a blitzer that can stand up and move without any dice rolls. And to my eye, here and now, the most important blitz would be this guy, which I can make freely with this Black Orc. You know, I'm blocking this blitzer as well with a unskilled lineman, so there's no block there. So yeah, that should certainly be the blitz before this. This blitzer should be taking a central position. This Black Orc should be blitzing this guy. Then I suppose I could take other blocks. There's an argument for trying to pick the ball up. But 1-0 up. I'm in no rush. So the blitz is right, just in the wrong order. And the movement is right, just in the wrong order. And then it is the pickup that I go for before any other blocks, so. Not sure what this is about. The lineman. All he's doing is giving himself away to a block there. He should still be this side of the halfway line. So, see, that lineman, there was no reason he was there for that block. That could have been a lucky KO. See how we deal with this. This already looks suspect. So we're light here. With an imperfect cage. Okay. So that dodge out sort of sews it up. But we had an issue there. Big foul. It was a big foul. Two fouls from our opponent has removed a goblin and a troll. We know sending off, so we really need to start looking after ourselves here. We've got two players on the opposite side of the pitch, that's no good. Okay, I understand the logic there, that's alright. Yeah. Now see, this is the benefit we've got here obviously is that this blitzer can't directly blitz the ball carrier from here. With this guy tagged from here, you can get a one dice blitz on a ball carrier. So this is a messy situation we've got here. It's going to pop a few turns back and take a look at where that situation came from. So here we were. This lineman, see, this is why this lineman shouldn't be on that side of the pitch. If he's back here, he could be helping with this cage. If you throw a goblin in the middle of it, that'll happen as well. So that was obviously short-sighted. So those players being up there really has cost us now, because we've not got a very strong position, it has to be said. Try and pop back to where we were. Obviously, I'm bearing in mind here that this guy's going to be stood up next time. Yeah. I'm sort of okay with that lineman movement to there. Sort of. He freed us up from another block, so. We do, of course, have the wizard to get us out of jail. And the goblin and the troll going down makes that more likely, especially now that we're starting to get penned in. And we are really starting to get penned in now. Fireball goes down. And it's a big result, it has to be said. It is a big result. We may well have started to be thinking about protecting the 1-1 had that not been so strong. And with these two marauding in our half, that would have been a challenge in itself. But that was again, it was our making. You know, we needed a wizard to get us out of what was a poor, positionally what was really quite poor. And we get away with the sack attempt as well, so yeah, disappointed watching this back because we were in such a strong position and some silly mistakes again of going for it now. Go for it. Yeah, 3+ and 2 go for it to save the match basically. Otherwise that could have very well been 1-1. So yeah, we got some important dice rolls there. And that's not really what, you know, we're looking to build our wins on ultimately. You got to roll the dice at some point, obviously, but it was positioning there that led us to actually need that. You know, the early commitment of a lineman for no reason, and a goblin that just got wasted. But obviously we can be pleased with the way that the first half went. There is that. But there certainly has to be more care in protecting the ball still. You know, we saw it in the Wood Elf game. Then all of a sudden you're not playing, you know, movement 8 Wood Elves with agility 4 and dodge, and you think you can take you take your foot off, and that's not the case. Yeah. Certainly didn't want to concede the 2-1, so yeah, so there we are now. I think we can wrap this one up. We got a Black Orc on the ball. But no, thank you. As I said, didn't want to concede that touchdown, and nor shall we. Okay, so there we have it. That was game 4 and 5 of the Champs Ladder 38 Orc run. Hope you're enjoying so far, and there's plenty more to come. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.